Hello, Yahweh Shem Shah, double honors to apostle elders in New York, GMS. And salutation to you all around the world that's teaching the truth, putting your lives on the line for it. And shalom to you, serious Aqua. My name is Maya Kaala Bungad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. And I can make a disclaimer that we're not black Hebrew Israelites. Alright, black is a color, not a nationality, okay? We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds. And speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their fathers' paternal bloodline go back 12 tribes. We do not affiliate with any violent militant groups. We are not affiliated with any terrorist groups. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. All right, man. So we just jump into this. Ain't gonna make this long. So we had this guy, RTN. All right. It said Jacob was a so-called black man. His 12 children were so-called black. So anybody descended from Jacob are so-called black. This is not deep to understand. You one West niggas still stuck on stupid. Well, One West been closed over 30 years ago. Alright, but anyway, we go back. Let's see, RTN, you go to his channel. See what he got. Try to fix this internet. This happens every time I try to get on Satan. Alright. Wait till it connect. What the hell is going on? Alright, so we go back to this. Let's go to the site. Let's see what he has on there. Alright, you can see his profile pic. It got it has let's see this time because it was let's log this taking long. Well, anyway, he got, you seen his profile, you click on there, he got Negro, all 12 tribes got Negro only, but what's peculiar about it, then he don't got no content on it as usual, alright? But I told him response, it says, you can see right here, right? Yeah, I told him it's Blake Griffin's son and daughter, so-called Platt. Nope, they still is like from Travis Levi when I was 14. Yes, Blake Griffin's daughter are so-called black, you dummy. So-called black dumb one that's the descendants of Jacob are so-called black. So well know what's his problem, man. This guy just bugged out, man. Alright. So-called black meaning melanated brown skin. I'm trying to get on this site. Alright. Alright, but anyway, you know, he don't got no content on it, just a scoffer, he just butthurt. Or this video, black only 12 trash doctrines played out, which is man, you know. But anyway, just don't show you all. Alright. Like this guy just oxymoron, like what is he complaining about? And this is from the book 500 Nations. This is Ephraim. the Arawak, Taino Indians, man. I mean, so-called black, melanated, brown skin. I mean, this is what Esau recorded. Pages of Drake manuscript depict many aspects of Iowa life. This is, all right. This is Ephraim. All right. On the island Dominican Republic is Simeon. All right. This is what Esau recorded. All right. You see that pig? That was introduced by Esau later. Pigs and this and that. And that. But anyway, all right. So right here. This is so-called Negro looking to me. Says with a fleet of 17 ships, the same book, some 1,200 colonists and 34 horses in the first and western hemisphere since disappearing a small ice age, no such thing, no ice age. Columbus returned to La Navida in 1493. On his way to Hispania, he stopped briefly on an island known as St. Cruz, where without provocation, members of the just attacked 4 Indian men and 2 women in a canoe, cutting off the head of one of the men with an axe and taking the other Indians aboard the ship as captives sent back to Spain as slaves. It was first recorded instances killing Indians by Spaniards reflect the arrogance and cruelty which Europeans Esau, led by Columbus himself, would now deal with the natives, while at St. Cruz, one of the colonists and old friend Columbus Robosi episode revealing another part aspect of master-slave relationship that lay in the way for native population. I took most beautiful career woman what the Lord Admiral made a gift to me. Have heard my birth and being new to according to her customs. Alright, so let's go to curse of Deuteronomy 28 and 68, Deuteronomy 28 and 30. Alright. You can see right on the way home, Columbus, same book, Columbus prepared a letter to Spanish monasteries with conveying the news of New World, gold, and docile island natives, like how people was peaceful. It's in a case, let me see this. Alright, comment to, let's see what book is. Alright, but, yeah. Alright, so, and this is the next page right here. This is Salak, this is different book, African Native America, page 24. It says, in any case, at least 3,000 Americans were known to have been shipped to Europe between 1493 and 1501, likely totally impossible to double that. Most of the severe area where they've seen to show up in the slave markets as Negroes without a place of origin. So, what's your problem? What's your problem? Jacob was so-called black man, his 12 children so-called black, and so anybody saying with Jacob so-called black, but this is not deep to understand. You want to West niggas stuck on stupid ones. I got the resources stating that Ephraim, which consists of so-called Puerto Ricans and the rest of the Caribbean islands, except for Cuba and the Dominican Republic, showing them as Negroes on the Seville area. All right. So, you know what, man? I know what the problem is right here. The problem is that it can't, the problem is they can't debunk this right here. This is the problem right here. They can't do nothing against this. Look at how it's slowing down and stuff. Well, the problem is they can't come against the 12 tribes, saying that's the problem. It said Luke chapter 21, I will give you a mouth which they can't gainsay or nor resist. All right. This right here, book 508, the Yushi Indians. All right. Which help, would they help gather their own Gadite brothers, help enslave them. They end up in slave trade themselves. Matter of fact, they end up being massacred and all right, and enslaved by Esau, the person who they helped. This is Deuteronomy 28:54. You should have evil out towards a brother, man. They helping Esau raiding um the other Gadite tribe, so-called Native American tribe, for slavery. Right, it says right here, thereafter English colonies centered around the settlement of Charleston took root of trade for deer hides and furs flourish. Charlestown, right? In the Carolinas, all right? Matter of fact, it says, just the same book, 223. It said from 1680 to 1730, in addition to commerce in deer hide furs and rum, the Indian slave trade was a mainstay in the economy of peripheral Carolina settlements. During the period, countless thousands of men, women, children, dozen Indian nations were enslaved by the English colonists, seized by them, and raised or purchased for slave markets from Indians who had been captured from them. Indians who captured them from other tribes, usually at the instigation of the English, right? That the first slave traders pretended humanitarian goals explained by Indian prisoners saved them from the worst fate of being tortured from the captors. Sound familiar? Just like Jake from West Africa, all right? It says, but the traders soon dropped all pretense and liberty, pitted them on one tribe against which offers of guns, powder, and cheap English textiles and manufactured goods, encouraged Indian slave raids. All right, against weaker tribes, rivals, and intertribal wars waged mostly for captives. Cargo, there's been cargo for the whites. All right. But anyway, it says on the waves, an epidemic swept through the Indian shortage. What did it say? Shortage. The destructive impact of slave trade disoriented a number of nations and engulfed the Indian world from the southern Atlantic seaboard to Mississippi River dislocation to my Salak, my finger in the way, all right. But anyway, couldn't see what word it is, all right. But anyway, it said the first Indians were the members of the coastal tribes, easily accessible to English raiding parties, the fast enslaving disease, empty villages, survivors who abandoned their ancestral homelands and fled inland to other tribes for safety. At the time, English pursued a policy of divide and conquer. Inducing tribes to war upon each other for captive set of slaves led to the disappearance of many nations to Kasuba, Wembe, Edisto, Stono, Kiwa, Kusa, Asa, Wania, Sampa, Ashipo, Alesse, and many others who remained absorbed by interior tribes. Alright, let's go right here and continue. Page 24. Sometimes the English made and fought wars aided by Indian allies when they promised some of the slaves to spoil themselves. The result was the same division. Shawnees, who at the time lived along the Savannah River, helped the colonists destroy the slave Westo Nation, which then disappeared almost without a trace. Later in 1712 to 13, Yamasis, Catawbas, Cherokees, and a mixed group of small tribes helped slave traders settlers in the North Carolina defeat the Arawakan speaking Tuscaroras. Long the object of repeated raids by English slave catchers, Tuscarora village finally gave up and immigrated to Pennsylvania, protection offered them by relatives. The five Iroquois tribes of the League of Haudenosaunee. When the fighting with the Torres War was over, the tribes had helped the English fare a little better. In 1715, the Carolina colonists turned to Yamasee, who fled to Florida. That's Reuben, but not before the warfare with the English overcame the Allies. Catawbas obliterated. All right. All right. It says And then you can see right here, man. All right, it says when supply of Indian slaves began exchanged along the coast, traders. All right, this log is a little bit blurry right here. All right, this page 225. It says when the supply of Indian slaves became exhausted along the coast, the traders turned to interior tribes, hunting and traveling up to 600 miles themselves to acquire slaves, but often encouraged Indian nations to war or more distant ones bring back captives sell to whites, to the Edomites. They're not white, they're red. It's a noble section with slave-ready campaign to the Spanish held Florida by an army of 50 South Carolina colonists and 1,000 Creek, Appalachian and Yuchi Indian allies led by James Moore, a Carolina government slave dealer. In the first years of the 18th century, Moore and his troops ravaged missions, burned Franciscan priests at the stake, almost wiped out the survival of the original Appalachian Tumuka. Sorry if I pronounced these names incorrect. Somebody put in the comment board. I pronounced these correct. The Calusa Indian populations of Florida. In 1704, Moore returned to South Carolina with more than 6,000 captives for the slave markets of Christian Indians, whom his army had seized at the Spanish mission. All right, it says gradually to meet the colonists seemingly inestimable demand for slave tribes throughout the Southeast, including the Chickasaw, Choctaw Creeks, uh, uh, Hitchites, Cherokees, Musqueam groups became enmeshed to a greater or less degree in the um, machinations of the trade. Many of the Indian slaves were kept for home economy in the southwestern colonies or were shipped to Pennsylvania, New York, or New England, but thousands were sent to the Spanish English sugar plantations in the Bahamas, Barbados, Jamaica, and to Bermuda and various other markets in the Caribbean. All right. So, this is, and right here, that picture is victim iconoclasm. All right, it was darker than that. All right, but I mean, wow, from disease, starvation, strange environment, subject to brutal conditions, labor. A few Indians shipped to West Indies survived the first year of servitude, necessitating a state demand for replacements. It says right here. After 1730, the supply of Indian slaves along tribes ready to ease and reach was depleted. Most inland sources had become too hard to reach or were protected by the French in Louisiana. The tempo of the trade decreased rapidly importance of African slaves. This is Judah. All right. Judah, the tribe of Judah, so-called Negroes, to take the place of Indians expanded dramatically. Yes, in spite of the fact that majority of Indian slaves had been exported, the slave labor structure of American South had been built on the backs of Indian people. All right, Wisdom Psalm chapter 5, verse 1. It made no count of labors. All right, tribe of Gad. All right, it said even in 1730, 1/4 slaves South Carolina was still Indian guys. In a few colonies, the proportion was considerably higher. By the time the names of dozens southeastern Indian nations fallen victim to disruption and violence by other colonial trade was scarcely remembered. That survived members, if there were any, wander among strangers trying to put their world together again. Right. So there you go, man. I mean, that marks. I mean, the 12 chart is correct. All right. What it says right here, it says, let me get this. Hope I get it right. Oh, now it's working. Yeah. All right. It says right here, Isaiah fact, it said, therefore my people are going to captivity because they have no knowledge in their home, and their honorable men are famished, their multitude dried up with thirst, man. All right. So this is why they went to captivity. Marking them as Israel, man. All right. Okay. So talking about Negro right here. You go right here. This is page 91 from the book Africa Gives to America, talking about Issachar's so-called Mexicans. Said the Mexicans had never been become reconciled to their home, to their loss, and to make worse, the Americans regard them as niggers. Frederick Longstead, who visited Texas both before and after the Republic, tells of the almost open war between two of the assassination and the burning homes. The Mexicans, Issachar, he said, hate and fear the ascendant race, involuntarily associate and sympathize with the Negroes, so they sympathize with Judah. They were treated as outlaws, regarded as niggers. Deuteronomy 28:37. All right, what a nigger means, what dark brown, very dark brown. All right, so-called black. It said one white man told Olmsted why they are black as niggers and 10 times as treacherous. All right, so this is a car, man. All right, and you can see right here, this is from Instagram, Natural by Law. All right, one of those people in that Aboriginal movement, right? But anyway, you can see right here, though, I just got his pictures just to, visual aid. All right, you can see right here, man. You can see right here, it come Jeremiah 12:9. You can see the dark skinned ones. All right, bottom. So much time I got perfect. All right. Matter of fact, go to Google or whatever, man. What's that woman name? Karen Vega. That is a car woman. Right? And she's 100% Issachar. Right? So Olmsted wasn't lying when he said people was calling the group of Issachar niggers, man. Cause they look so-called niggers is from Waka, Mexico. And she's 100% indigenous. All right. Let's see, Jake. They believe everything what Esau teach them in the classroom and this and that, man. All right. All right. This is from the book Found Your Nation. It's the Ottawa. All right. Fur traders. All right. You see right here, man. You see, you got the fringes. All right. You got that top hat, man. Come on. All right. Potawatomi chief right here in Illinois. That's the tribe indigenous to the state where we in Geometric College. See right here. Brown skin. All right. Got a little straight hair, but you don't tell me you don't see this face in so-called Negro neighborhood. All right. But Tommy, a lot of them look like Esau because they mix with them, right? Tommy Gadites, right? And those two last picture, those Gadites, California. All right. Custom the coast midwalks, right? Some of them got the broad, wide nose, some don't. All right. But his original statement is he's complaining. All right. He's cursing me out. He got all the sins of Jacob are so-called black, but I don't where I'm going wrong at. Jay just angry, man. See, they got a problem with these brothers right here. This is Cochise. All right. The Chiricahuas, which people ignorantly call Apache. You got a problem with brothers like Cochise. because they're light skinned. You see Cochise got that garment on the fringe and stuff. Right. But let's look at Cochise people. Right. Let's look at this Cochise people. Come on. Apache. He's a little boy in the middle. He got that afro. Like I said, Jeremiah 12:9. Israel's a speckled bird. You see right here, dark skin, Negro looking. You see the one on the left and the one to his right got straight hair, same features, man. I'll show Israel gene pools the verse, man. All right, these the pictures they don't show you in school. They don't show you on TV. All right, this is Cochise people. Same people. Cochise is a little bit lighter. These are a little bit dark, and this boy right here got a fro. All right, this right here, man. Dalis Alaquan Paulitan Shinnecoat, Cotuni Flathead, Asapabon Navajo, and then we are that's Cherokee, Quincy Choctaw, Kickapoo, Marshall Lakota. All right, dark man. You see right here, Reuben, the first son, so-called Seminole Indians. All right, this Joe's like to say, well, if Isaac and Jacob were so-called black, why you got the Seminole Indians on there? But here go the so-called Seminole Indians right here, Negro looking. So I know I know his complaint is he can't deny that the 12 tribe chart is correct. He can't deny it, right? Look at these two men right here. They standing next to Esau, dark, left and right. Then you got their wives, kind of brown. You don't see these faces, and you got Gad and Reuben among the so-called Negroes. Gad, so-called Native American, Reuben, so-called Seminole Indians. Among Judah, so-called Negroes, and throughout the cities, throughout America, you don't see these faces. You're lying if you don't say you ain't never seen these faces in the hood. The hood's short for neighborhood. Rose, breast, Grossberg, right? This Gad. All right. Wampanoag, Gad. Never got said Wampanoag. The people that was being enslaved, man. All right. Along the east coast of America. Choctaw. That little girl. Choctaw. Gad, man. There's kids in Brazil. Asher. See, this is what they don't show you, man. This Shoshone. All right. All right, right here, man. Vintage Native American Indian salt and pepper shakers, Certified Indian Chief had certified kitchen shakers made in Japan. This is our almond nose, man. All right. And we not affiliated with natural by law. Anyway, I'm just showing the pictures that he got on here. He took that Aboriginal doctrine, but look at that right there. That's not Negro. He got that Aliquin nose, thin lips, high cheekbones. As I read in that book yesterday from 100 Amazing Facts about the Negroes. All right. But this is Gadites, not Judah. Look at right here. Those Any of the figures you see in those cigar stores, those tobacco stores, right there, got the fringes, everything, man. All right, got Asher the Inca in the British Museum. I mean, what more you want, man? All right, there's no getting around it. Look at this right here. This, I don't know what museum this is, but this is a natural law they got. All right, it's a Gada Indian chief. You see him being shot. See right here. Look at that. Him and his wife. Look, they got the fringes on. You see the border of blue throughout their. You see the border blue on this outfit. All right, they got the fringes, man. So there's no denial, man. All right, you could come up with all the things. You could come on the comment boards, make all type of, or that was a damn foolish comment. All right, you go left, you go right, you go horizontal, vertical. Try to come get the truth. You ain't gonna prevail, man. You ain't gonna prevail, man. All right, the 12 track chart is correct, man. All right, the truth is spun out of one west. All right, now it's coming through Great Millstone, the other camps that teach like it, man. The so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, so-called Negroes, so-called speckled birds are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. So I hope you all been edified, man. Shalom.